my reflections of Africa, starting on May 14th, 2004, on the way to Chicago, Heathrow Airport in London. A year in Benin is coming to a close. I still have 1 month remaining there upon my return from my visit in Chicago. Being in transit in the civilized world puts my life in Benin in sharp contrast to all that surrounds me. Already in one day in Accra, Ghana, halfway to civilization, I felt the difference. No dirt roads to speak of, clean toilets with seats, flash water, and toilet paper in shiny, sparkly restaurants, credit cards accepted there, here and there, non-educated people on the average, and by consequence, less poverty and slightly higher prices. Heathrow, a bit phony, but part of the culture. Amazingly easily adapted by visiting Africans, all took to the left in the line to passport control. Very docile and reproaching those who didn't comply. Why is that the Africans so envy the Western world that they are eager to drop their over culture and take on another? So few realize that Africa is their cherished land, rich with life and sufficient to provide for all. One cannot die of hunger, as coconut trees abound, and one can easily nourish from them, and others fruits, trees, and vegetables. Fish in the ocean and goat and chicken abound too. Rich soil to grow and build houses. A lot of rain if only exploited, cleaned and conserved efficiently. Benin is also the birthplace of voodoo, and almost all people, even though converted to Christianity or Islam, believe in voodoo to some extent. It is not just a religion, but a way of life and a source of fear. Voodoo has developed spiritual powers of healing and destruction. It's because of the misuse and abuse of those powers that people live in fear of vengeance by those who have the know-how. Instead of being a source of comfort, health, and spirituality, many times it becomes a source of vindicative actions, of greed, jealousies, and anger. Beninese are very welcoming, and friendly people. A meal is there to share. A hand is always there to shake and help lend. Many people, however, believe that the wealth of others is to be shared too, and have no qualm in partaking of utterly indirect or indirect ways. For example, many are fast to borrow money from you, but do not rush to return, even when you press upon them. Many show up at your door at dinner time, hoping you won't turn them back. But invitations are not so many. Some do not hesitate when visiting to request a Coke or a drink. Few invite you to their house, but when they do, they are very generous with what they have, food or information. I believe I was not invited to people's houses because they didn't think I would be comfortable. Also, it is not their habit to invite. You can just slow up, show up. So May 28, 2004. Am in glorious downtown Chicago, for far away from hot and sweaty Benin. I fit right in here as if I never left. People who were not close to you are not as welcoming as the Beninese. It is normal just to walk in the street and not create eye contact and great greet people. My African patients left me altogether in the rush way of life here. No wonder we pro- produce more in the Western world, but probably die more of heart attacks. However, Africans don't expect to live long and are not surprised when people in their 40s or 50s die of malaria or some other mysterious dark disease. On the other hand, those who survive and live in villages where some secret herbs are known to them live long lives, sometimes to 130. Obviously, the two cultures can learn from each other. We need to share knowledge so that both cultures thrive. June 1st, 2004. Landing in London now on my way back to Africa. My heart warms up to my African friends. More and more, I think that I should invest in the novel written with Mo, as it has in it a lot of the culture I've lived and that I might forget, and that I should share with others in a fun way through a fictitious novel. A love story makes any medicine go down more easily. Mo is in Mali now, and I have no idea of when, if he will be back. I trust I'll see him to say goodbye. I waited 5 hours for Quasi, and I wonder if he even bothered to travel. I owe him money. He should, and I trust him. So, what is it with Africans that rendezvous are not respected so many times? It is so aggravating. Much nicer now to sit at Heathrow at the gate and watch the planes take off and land. Better than just sit in the dark cafe downstairs waiting for Casey. Ghanaians have become very Europeanized, at least those that I see at airports, that they behave like Europeans. Now it's the 9th of June, 2004. Ajeun at Marriott's or Belinat. Nice to be at the countryside and experience a different existence. Marriott has so many fascinating stories about her exploits here. So today, a mother, 40, and daughter, 25, both with tiny babies, with the daughter nursing her brother, who was crying as his mom had very little milk after 9 babies and marrying for a second time an older guy as a fifth wife after her husband died. Such a life project to take care of needy children sounds so compelling. I could easily devote time to that, maybe asking my friends for a $30 contribution. Now it's July 3rd, 2004. I'm about to land in Paris, leaving Benin behind. It was a great few days there, celebrating with friends and giving farewell to all. It's great to feel loved and respected, even though at times you ask yourself how sincere it is all. I felt very high until last moment when Louis didn't give me a penny for my phone. I had a great lunch with Catherine and a good rest at the house and pool. Was good to see Bienvenue at the last moment. July 12, 2004. In Chicago for a whole week already. Time passed fast. It was a busy week. It was good to see everyone and especially feel at home and not alone. True toward the end, I felt at home in PN too, but the house never felt mine. It was too open to intrusion. Everyone could look in, never privacy, had constant visits at all times. True that I encouraged visits because I was too alone. It's a nice change there not to need those visits. Now I'm more aware of the abusive language Now I'm more aware of the abusive language from my family, and I can stop it or attempt to before I get used to it. Joel also lets me know when I'm not too nice to him, and I have to learn also to be sweeter. All in all, not bad changes. July 13, 2004, in Rochester, New York. An interesting workshop in South SE. October 14, 2004. Wow. 3 months have elapsed. Busy time. Enjoy teaching my classes, though not quite in control. Am never quite ready. Too many things in my life. The trip to Florida 2 weeks ago, which was splendid. I now and now to Memphis. My two lives have collided this week. I've completely forgot about my way and means meeting tonight. This is the worst forgetting I've ever done, I think. Sunday, I'm talking again at PJM about Benin. And then Tuesday at Northeastern Illinois University. That's actually fun for me. Have to talk about my life there, about an extraordinary year it was, and people are fascinated about my story too. I'm a magnet for limits with my black jacket and pants jumper, looking good for some strange reason. Unexpectedly, this morning when I felt so bad with Joel, he's so depressed that only bad comes out of him. All the good poured into him doesn't translate into anything positive for me. Maybe he feels better, but he's so envious, jealous, or ran or hurry for us that no gratitude or trust or just civility is forthcoming. I'll see how long we can sustain such a relationship or back off. Now, July, August, September, October, October 15, 2004, 1 a.m. Can't sleep. Had a terrific day. Gave an impromptu presentation about the meaning. Well received. Then a nice dinner at King's Palace on Bethel, Bethel Street with cafe. Christine and Joanna from Reykjavik, Iceland. Then a nice drink in the hotel with Johannes, Shayna, and James. Finally, a neat discussion or storytelling with Cafe in bed, with Kate in bed. She was telling me about her brother, schizophrenic, miraculous recovery with the help of an old love who is still married but returns 4 times a year to take care of him. I guess I'm too hyper to fall asleep. Maybe we'll take a shower. For 2 hours, I've been tossing in bed. October 16, 2004. Another good day yesterday. Had a good lecture and a good panel. In the evening, after a good party at Sue Williams, we spent some nice time telling stories, and I realized I have endless stories to tell, real and fictional, whereas uh, whereas there's have a hard time coming up with them. I should write a short story book. I'm not looking forward to a season of snow, but since it's imminent, I may as well change my mind and anticipate it with joy. I'm also concerned about the upcoming strike. That's it, all I wrote